Hello and welcome to the NHL Best Bets today. Yesterday we had a bit unluck in our picks, like in many times when you lose and then when you win, there's nothing to do with the luck in those games. But like yesterday we discussed, there are very tight games in NHL, and these were the results of yesterday's picks. Rangers hosted New Jersey. They lost the game by 1 goal. It's tight game. New Jersey 4, Rangers 3. Rangers won the shots 50 to 25, so 2 shots out of 1, but just couldn't score. They didn't have very good scoring chances in any case. But in anyhow, bet was lost. Same happened to another, let's say, coin flip game when Pittsburgh won overtime against Washington. Washington led twice with 2 goals. They had attacks with 3 forwards against the goalie and couldn't score. And Pittsburgh made 1 goal in 3 against 5 box play, or maybe how do you call it, triangle play when there's only 3 players against 5. But Tommy, you are wearing Pittsburgh jersey, so how do you see the performance of that team?
Yeah, that was a great game. Like Pittsburgh and Washington usually play a lot of goals, a lot of back and forth. But of course, in a nutshell, for Washington, it's very a good description when you take a look at that goal scored in 2-man, short-handed. The goaltender, the second goaltender of Penguins, Casey DeSmith, takes the puck and just shoots it up to Teddy Bluger, who then goes on and beats Vitek Vanecek, and that's pretty much what happened to Washington. So things didn't go their way. A stupid penalty here and there. They allowed Penguins to get into the game. So a deserved victory for Penguins. Of course, a little bit a coin flip again in overtime, but Washington will take something from this game and probably be back a little bit better next time they face the Penguins. 2 games now that have been really close calls, but Penguins showed that they are not yet over the peak, so they're a very dangerous team offensively, especially if you give them a chance to score 5 goals. So probably something that Washington will learn from. A little bit same like you said, in the other game, New York Rangers against New Jersey. Rangers allowed the first or the second shot of the game, the rebound. So New Jersey scored in that, and it was a horrible start again, similar to the game against the Islanders, the first one that we picked Rangers to win. Then they bounced back and beat the Islanders 5-0 in the next one. So I think similarly, this might go as well. So Rangers, quite young team, quite inexperienced head coach, a little bit maybe these growing pains still in the team, but massive talent offensively, like we saw in a couple of those power plays, for example. Really dangerous team. But New Jersey, hats off to the team. Great effort. Like you said, 50 shots against, still only 3 goals allowed. I think they allowed only 1 goal, 5-on-5 this whole season. The third period goal by Philippe Chitil now for the Rangers. So there is no underestimating the Devils team, very feisty team with a lot of young talent as well. But
how about how about other games that were played yesterday that we didn't pick? I think we had value over there in Colorado, and was it also in Detroit?
Yeah. So Colorado was one of those games that we decided not to pick because of the odds were quite lousy. We had a lot of value there. Colorado clear favorites. Not that clear result against the Kings, 3-2. They beat Los Angeles on the road. We had about 5% value there, 75% against 69. So clear value, and quite an obvious one, of course. We try to find these a little bit more peculiar picks, but it hasn't gone really well so far. So let's see what we do next time around. And the other one was very tiny value, but still for Detroit hosting Columbus in the second back-to-back game. Now Elvis Merzlikins in the goal for Columbus. Still a low-scoring game, 3-2 after overtime. So we had only 0.1% value there for Detroit, but value still. So pretty good odds there, plus 149 for Detroit. Also to point out, this was pretty much like a normal NHL round, 4 games out of 7 in the overtime. So this just shows that even if it's a short season, games are played in a short succession. It still means it just shows that the teams are really even, and there are no easy games here. So we should still keep on looking for the underdogs that have the value, because anything can happen in this sort of mini playoff series, especially. How about tonight? What do you have for tonight's round?
Yep, tonight we still keep our standard approach and pick those underdogs, and especially the home underdog here in Vancouver. Montreal is still going their road trip. They won 2 games in Edmonton, now traveling to West Coast to Vancouver. This is Vancouver's first home game, and they have lost now 3 in a row after winning Edmonton in the season opener. So I think some kind of pressure is mounting to Vancouver that they should start to win. They have been in the games pretty well against Calgary, and now the first home opener for them. I think there's a lot of enthusiasm in the team to show that they are better than their current record 1-3 shows. Montreal is not extremely good team in those longer road trips. Their win percentage on the road is 46% during the last 3 seasons, but 3rd or more road games they have won only 1 out of 3, so it's 33%. They won already twice Edmonton, like said, and this second was their 3rd road game, so now it's 4th, and that is one statistics that we include in this decision, that Vancouver as a home underdog is one of our picks. And another one we selected Minnesota at Anaheim. Total bet there going under. Both teams haven't scored too much. Previous matchup between these 2 teams was 1-0, won by home team Anaheim. Minnesota also played quite low-scoring games against LA Kings earlier this season, and same with Anaheim when they visited Las Vegas. I think one game was 1-2. Vegas won, so quite stingy defenses, not any kind of great goal scoring, and reliable goalies usually value for under in this case. Or how do you see, is this total good bet, or is there any other bets for out of those, I think, 5 games tonight that you should consider?
I like both of these bets a lot. Like we discussed, the under, the goaltenders for both teams, Minnesota, Anaheim, pretty good, or fit their defenses really well. So John Gibson at Anaheim and Cam Talbot at Minnesota. Both teams play through the defense, not a lot of scoring prowess, so it's a good pick going under. Of course, 1-0 last night, and will probably continue in this defensive battle. And also a Vancouver young team now returning home from a long road trip. Of course, no spectators to speak of, so a little bit different there. But still, Montreal now long road trip. So with these odds plus 120 or 118 for Vancouver, I think there is a great value there. So these are really good picks, and I'm all for it. There are a couple of other games again that we have value in. So, for example, San Luis Blues hosting San Jose. Of course, San Luis, one of our favorites in these simulations. They have about 70% winning percentage in the simulations against the odds of minus 186, so about 63%. But like we discussed, that we like to pick a little bit more valuable odds there. These are the kind of obvious things that you can do without any assistance anyway. So, but there is some value for Blues there. Then Edmonton, Toronto. Our simulations do love Edmonton still, even if they played horrendously a couple of games now, didn't score goals. Of course, massive disappointments. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl haven't been able to carry their team like they did last season. So it's something that they need to do better. But now visiting Toronto, of course, difficult place to play usually, but also difficult for the home team. So neither team has a good defense. So now maybe it's time for Edmonton to strengthen their position before they get left too far behind in the Canadian division. Other games are really even and very close to what we have. So Vegas hosting Arizona, pretty much the even value with the odds are simulations. What's the one last game, or what's that? No, it's Minnesota Anaheim. We have Minnesota winning it with a little value, but we took the under there rather than going for the road favorite.
Yeah, I also agree that the slight value that we have in Arizona may not be enough, and I'll keep this outfit for next day as well, when Vegas takes fourth victory of the season without any losses. They have been a reasonably strong team with games against Arizona. They won 66% of those 12 games that they've faced, and they were a reasonably better team in the previous game 2 nights ago when they won 2-0 and 4-2, and scored whenever they had a chances, pretty high percentage there.
Yeah, Vegas is definitely a better team there, and they do have the chance to use some rotation as well, which Arizona barely has. So Vegas is in the long run for sure a little bit better team. So prepare to wear that jersey and the beanie hat for another couple of weeks at least.
Yeah, I think wife is very happy when I'm sleeping with these gears every night.
Yeah, you're not allowed to wash it either.
That's true. But we'll see how long this lasts. Vegas is playing against Arizona, and our 2 picks are also on the table. So we'll come back tomorrow and review how these 5 games went.
Yeah, have a good night with ice hockey again.